Greetings, hi, TheWarOwl greets you, and welcome to WarOwl Answers Questions. This is our first installment. I asked you guys to send in some questions to me, and I'm going to take the time now to try and answer them. If it's fun, if it's enjoyable, we'll do it again. If it's terrible, we won't do it again. Here we go, guys. Here's a question. I'm wondering if you are still happy with the decisions you made, leaving your old job for YouTube, and if you'd say it's more or less work than what you did before. I'm glad you asked. I am definitely happy with my decision to leave. Obviously, it's scary, you know. I'm starting a new business. I'm jumping headfirst into something completely new, this idea of new media. It's definitely more work than what I was doing before. When I was working in software development, there was like waves of work that would come. So sometimes I was working 7 days a week for 10, 12-hour days, and sometimes it was just regular 8 to 9 hour days, 5 days a week. So now that I've transitioned, it is 24/7, 7 days a week, every single day, no matter what. Can't take a break. This is like a 24/7 job. Tons more work, but the big difference is I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing now. I'm passionate about it. I'm able to pursue my passion and really have a great time doing it. When are we going to get new cooking videos? Well, for those of you 5 or 4 years ago, however long it was, who saw my cooking video where I taught you how to make WarOwl's world-famous pan-fried chicken tenders, I've written a script for a new cooking video. I have a recipe. I haven't filmed it yet. I'm in the process of getting a camera. I have a guy who's going to serve as the cameraman, and this is a completely different concept that I don't know if you guys will enjoy or not. I enjoy it. We enjoyed writing it, and it's vastly different than any other video that I've done up to this point, and it's a different tone than what my videos usually are. It is very dark, so we'll see if you guys enjoy it. It should be fun. What/who was your biggest motivation to start doing YouTube? That's an interesting question. I had to think about that question a little bit before answering it. When I think back to when I started doing YouTube and what really got me hooked in it, I don't know why, but since I was a little kid, it sounds kind of silly, but I've always wanted to have my own show. And this was before internet was really a thing. This was early 90s, you know? The internet existed, but it wasn't like it is now. You didn't have people creating all this. It was like a crappy website. Web 1.0, right? The whole concept that I could actually have my own show was completely foreign to me as a child, but I always wanted to do that. I enjoyed entertaining people, informing people, and just sharing my passion for things with other people. So I've always wanted to do that. So that's like A. When I was in college, when I actually started doing YouTube, it originally started just because my friends said, "You have a great voice, you speak really well, you should do these videos," and they sort of forced it upon me. We started making videos of us screwing around in the game StarCraft 2 in the Phantom mode custom game, which is really fun. We would come up with hilarious ways to beat the game, just fun ways to defeat our enemies. We would do different kind of worker rushes, and I eventually made this video where the goal, and beforehand we came up with this goal, to win the game without using any offensive units. So the only thing I was limited to were like workers and buildings and that sort of a thing. So I had to reason through it, like, how am I going to win the game without any attacking units? So the concept was this. I played as the Zerg race. I don't know if you guys know much about StarCraft, but I expanded as much as I could. Once players got killed, I quickly put my hatch down. I got tons of minerals. I built up a huge army of overlords, and I just kept building overlords. There was like no limit to how many of those things you could build. I had hundreds of them, and what they are, they just give you supply. They float around in the sky. And so what I did was I put all my workers into the overlords, flew over an enemy base, dropped, what they can do is they can drop creep. You can only build buildings on creep. So I used the overlords after I covered the entire base with them with creep, dropped the drones, and built a bunch of attacking structures inside of their base. And it worked, and I destroyed them. I made a video of it. It was hilarious. I set it to Holtz Mars, the bringer of war. And the video went viral. This thing exploded on the internet. I'm talking, no, I'm not like exaggerating at all. This was #1 on Reddit, like the front page of Reddit, #1 upvoted thing for a period of time. There was an article written about it in PC Gamer. This was absolutely insane for me. At the time, I had like, 10 subscribers. This was my second video. And it was really exciting to watch all that happen. And that's kind of what bit me as like a bug. The video, I think it got over 2.5 million views. And eventually it had to be taken down because people, like, these shady companies started claiming, like, a bunch of them came in and started claiming copyright on it because they knew I couldn't fight back. So I don't know. Google's system to deal with copyright really sucks. It's like guilty until proven innocent. So I was screwed. I had to take the video down even though I had all the rights to it. That really sucked. But at the same time, that whole experience of coming up with this really awesome video, sharing this, my passion for something, and people really responding to it really well, it got me addicted to it. So at that point, I started making more and more videos. At the time, or before I started doing YouTube, you're talking about The Who, I was watching a number of videos of StarCraft YouTubers. I always watched a bunch of different YouTube channels because it was just entertainment. I enjoyed that internet entertainment more than just like a crime procedural TV show, which just didn't interest me at all. The internet and where this new media thing is going, we have sort of niche content producers and niche markets and a much smaller audience for each individual type of show, but at the same time, very targeted content. And I think that's really the way that entertainment is going, so I'm trying to jump headfirst into that. Thank you, Andy, for the picture of a cake you sent me. It looks delicious. I'm not sure why you did that, but thank you. What is your favorite fish? Well, it's time I finally got this out in the open. Now, the reason I asked that question in the forum for Matchmaking Academy, and the reason why I say it in every episode, is to add something that's a little bit off. And so, like, when you're filling out a form, forms are boring. Everybody hates filling out forms. So I just put that in there as something a little bit entertaining. It also gives me a chance to know just a little bit about you personally when you send in the demo, because people use that to sort of put more longer messages about what type of fish they like. It's just a completely random question that I use for that purpose. So what is my favorite fish? I would have to say that it is ahi tuna on jasmine rice with a jalapeno bacon cream sauce. It is one of my favorite dishes. It's great. Bacon jalapeno cream sauce. Just think about that. Visualize that for a second. It's amazing. What is your favorite TV show? Asking the real questions there, George. I figured in this series I'll cover a broad range of questions that people ask me. So here's an incredibly vague surface question that's not about Counter-Strike or the YouTubey things. What is my favorite TV show? Honestly, I don't enjoy fiction. I don't like reading fiction books. I don't like watching fictional TV shows. I don't know why. It just doesn't interest me at all. It's not real in a sense. So I don't normally watch a lot of TV. I do watch a lot of other YouTube channels, just not like make-believe stuff. So I have to say my favorite TV show at the current time that I'm actually watching and enjoying would be Shark Tank. For those of you who are not in the United States, it is the US version of the show Dragon's Den. And it's a great show. I enjoy it a lot. What consoles do you have and what console games do you play? Well, it may surprise some of you that though I am a member of the PC Master Race, I do in fact own a console. I actually have all my old consoles too, so I have my Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I don't have the original Nintendo though, which is really upsetting. I wish we kept that. We have the Nintendo 64. The console that I'm currently using is the Wii U. In my opinion, there is no reason to get an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 if you have a gaming PC. The whole reason for a console is that it's cheaper. It's cheaper hardware if you can't afford to get a real nice gaming PC. So, to me, there's no reason for me to get the Xbox One or the PS4. I have the Wii U. So, I get the Nintendo stuff for the exclusive titles. It's just, like, those types of games for me are real fun to play and just sit back and enjoy. When I'm playing a PC game, I'm more into it, in the hardcore sense, mouse and keyboard and everything. I think, and I have a controller, so you can't say it's like, well, you play the consoles because then you got the controller because platformers are better on controller. And yeah, platformers are better on controller, but I have a controller hooked up into my PC. But I have it for the Nintendo games. I've always enjoyed Nintendo games. They're fun, lighthearted, always have a good time with Mario, platformers, and that sort of a thing. So that's kind of what I play. I'm really into the Smash Bros right now. I've been playing the new Smash Bros game extensively. I'm not very good at it, but I'm having a good time with it. My main is Yoshi, Red Yoshi. I always wondered about your PC setup, your monitors, your PC, your peripherals. Okay, so for that question, check out my twitch.tv page. That's twitch.tv/WarOwl, and I have all of that information inside of the panels. So I have like what headphones I use, what mouse I use, what keyboard I use, the monitor I use, everything like that, as well as what's inside my PC, which I got this just really nice PC like a year ago. I used my bonus to buy it and to build it myself, and it runs everything very well. What's your favorite Counter-Strike gaming memory? Well, I've told you this, guys, on Facebook before. I've already written this story out, but so there I was. We're doing 5v5s. I think it was Cal O for Source, and had my team. Everybody gets taken out. We're T-side nuke. I'm the last guy left. 1 versus 5. Timer ticking down. Bomb is dropped inside a lobby. I have hid myself inside of the truck, and the whole team is saying, you got to save for next round. You can't do this. You got to save. I'm looking at the clock, and it's ticking down. It's ticking down. I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, you know what, guys? I can do this. I can do this. So I hopped out of the truck, the van or whatever. I ran in there, guns blazing, and one by one, in an epic firefight, I took out all 5 players. Got that bomb. No reason to plan it, though, because I was able to kill every single one of them in a 1v5. After that moment, my team, after the game was over, accused me of cheating. Ventrilo drama ensued. We were all using Ventrilo in those days. It was all the rage. And we broke up as a team. We all went our separate ways. Now, you may be asking yourself, that sounds like a sad story. You were accused of cheating by people you trusted. You were outcast. You broke up your team. I didn't play the game after that moment for quite a period of time. So you say, why is that your favorite moment? Well, for me, it's my favorite moment because I learned something. I learned a few things from that. Like many things. Like one, if you commit yourself to something, you can achieve it. If you know it's possible, don't let anybody else tell you it's not possible. If you can do it, do it. It's the most important thing. If I just sat in that truck, I wouldn't be able to tell this story to you today. You have to do things. It's the most important thing is to actually start and actually take the initiative to step out there and go for it. And that's kind of what I'm doing here with YouTube, quitting my job and coming out here and just going guns blazing in a 1v5, see if I can accomplish it. And at the same time, you know, my teammates accusing me of cheating and everything breaking up, I learned a little bit about how to deal with other people, about trust and trying to maintain and establish that trust. So, yeah. Well, I guess that'll be the last question. Thank you folks very much for watching. I am the WarOwl. Look at me. You got a video of me here in my fancy shirt with my fancy green screen. You know what? I'm not going to put anything back there. This is real talk, right? I'm not going to put any fancy images behind me. You get to see the green screen in all its glory. I'm the WarOwl, and I still have no closer.